What's up, you guys? Welcome to another video with Ben, and I'm going to be telling you guys my rejection story to nursing school the first time I had applied, but also my comeback story. I'm feeling a little parched. Water. It's delicious. So it's 2017. It's a cold winter day, and I applied to my first nursing program. So the first nursing program I had applied to was the University of San Francisco, USF. It is a private school, aka it cost a lot of money. But I wasn't tripping about money. I was like, I'll take the loans if I need to. I just want to start a nursing program as soon as possible. So at that time I was still kind of fresh with college. I haven't taken too many classes because I had taken an 8-month break from school so I can go do my military training. One thing that was enticing for me to apply to private school was that I didn't have to take 60 units at a community college in order to apply and transfer out of community college and into a university. Plus, I heard some private schools aren't as strict with their admissions as some public schools, so I was like, oh, that could help me out a little bit too. And also, the University of San Francisco has a really good reputation with the nursing program. It's one of the programs they're known for. So I had applied, and it was taking several months to hear back from the university. I come home one day, and bam, I see a letter on my kitchen counter. I was like, oh snap, it is that time, fam. So I have trouble opening the envelope like any other kind of mail, nothing new. I get 50 paper cuts, and then bam, I get my letter. And as soon as I open it, like a freaking scroll from the 1800s, I instantly knew I did not get in because it did not have congratulations on it. And I was like, damn, that hurt. I still proceeded to read the letter, and it further confirmed my hypothesis that I did not get into nursing school. And I will read you the letter as follows. Dear Benjamin, that's me. Thank you for applying to the University of San Francisco. You're welcome. Blah, blah, blah. Our admissions committee is unable to offer you admission to the university. Your loss. So upon initially reading that letter, I instantly felt the wave of rejection come over my body. Like I literally felt, I was like, oh man, this sucks. And once I knew that it was confirmed, I was rejected from nursing school. It felt like I was at my 8th grade school dance, one of the first dances I ever attended. And I went up to this lovely lady and I asked her, would you like to dance? And then she looked back, gave me that elevator look and said no, and then walked away. That's how it felt like. So all jokes aside, I did experience that rejection emotion. I did have some negative emotions come upon me. I didn't cry or anything, but you know, you feel like that kind of like grief, that kind of sadness overwhelm you, right? I let those emotions run its course, do its thing, I expressed it, whatever. And as soon as those negative emotions subsided, this new wave of emotion came in, and it was the emotions of motivation, drive, resiliency. I want to attack this freaking prerequisites and I want to freaking get into nursing school. Now I kept this letter, right? I didn't throw it away, I didn't shred it. I wasn't like, I hate this freaking school. I used this letter as a reminder to me like, hey Ben, you failed here, right? You were rejected. Use this as a learning opportunity to grow and develop so you become a more competitive candidate the next time you apply to nursing school. You guys, it's a little bit hard to comprehend the idea of how are you going to use rejection as a positive marker in your life. But it's the best way to do it. You look at so many famous people, so many famous entrepreneurs, and you look at their story, their history, and you see how many times they fail, how many times they throw their business idea at someone and they get rejected and rejected and rejected and rejected. There's thousands of people, millions of people who have experienced rejection and failure in life but are now successful because they continue to push and push and push. That rejection letter was a reminder for me to keep driving on and not to give up. And this letter also showed that I had room for improvement as a person, as a nursing applicant. So I went back to the drawing boards, I did more thorough research on other nursing programs, and I figured out what did I need to do to make myself a more competitive applicant with nursing programs. So I realized I still needed to strive for the straight A's, strive for the 90 or above on the T's, continue working in healthcare. So I busted my ass with my prereqs. Like I went like so hard on my prerequisites. I studied every day. Everyone at Starbucks knew me at multiple locations because I was always there. That was like my go-to. It was like my second home. And it was just like the best learning environment for me. And so I loved going there to study. And it reflected on my grades because I was able to maintain and get straight A's throughout the remainder of my community college history. I put in the work with studying, making sure my projects were squared away, my essays were squared away, my research projects were solid, and I was very motivated, I was very driven. I didn't play games with the T's, I studied hard for that as well. I took it twice. The first time I got 86. My friend who was in a nursing program at Sac State, which is a very competitive program to get into, he said 86 is not good enough, go back and do it again and get an aim for a 90 or above. And I was like, damn. But he was right, I got a 91 and I literally was super competitive, and I eventually did get into Sacramento State. So after spending a few more semesters in community college, I got my prereqs, I got my T's, I got my healthcare experience, I got my hours in. I was like, all right, it's time to apply again, let's go. So the second time I applied to CSU Sacramento, CSU East Bay, San Francisco State, CSU Stanislaus, and CSU Long Beach. So 5 schools, right? Of the 5 schools, I got acceptance into 3. I got into CSU Sacramento, CSU East Bay, and CSU Stanislaus. And then San Francisco State and CSU Long Beach, they had called me for an interview, but Sac State and East Bay were my top 2 choices. So I withdrew from the application process because I didn't care for the interviews since I had gotten into my top 2. So I went from getting rejected into nursing school the first time I applied back in 2017. A year later, I busted my ass and I got into 3 schools for nursing school. And the point I want to make out to you guys is that if you do face rejection, do not stop and do not give up. If nursing is your passion, if nursing is your goal, and that's what you want to do in life, then nursing is what you will do in life. And you got to have that nice positive mindset. Use rejection as a learning point. Use failure as a learning point. There's a quote, I don't know who says it, but it says the first step to success is failure. And I tell all my close friends that kind of as a joke, but I'm also being serious. They still laugh, but I'm still kind of being serious though. And if like you look at, for example, when I joined the military, I messed up a lot and then I would get yelled at, then it got fixed. As an ER tech, I messed up a lot. I made mistakes, but I learned from them. I get a little talking to, a little slap on the wrist, and then now I feel like a much more competent healthcare provider because I made those mistakes. So don't let mistakes, rejection, failure put you in a negative mind space. And especially do not let people discourage you. A lot of the people that had discouraged me when I told them I was pursuing nursing were people who didn't get into nursing school themselves and they gave up. And I felt like they were putting that negative attitude and nonsense onto me because they were trying to bring me down to their level. And if there's anything I hate in life, if you don't want me to talk to you ever again, be negative towards me for absolutely no reason, and I will drop you from my life. Like I don't mess with any kind of negativity. I think it's so discouraging for so many people and it's messed up. And I think that's the worst thing you can ever do to someone, especially when they're young and like still moldable and still fragile and vulnerable. So if you deal with the rejection from a nursing program, what you should do is just reassess your situation. Okay, well, what do I need to do to make myself a better applicant? Do I need to improve my GPA? Do I need to retake some classes? Do I need to retest on the T's? Should I look into other programs who don't take the T's and I can try with the HESI test? Should I try and work in healthcare to get healthcare or volunteer points? So research the schools, see what they want, and then figure out what you can do to make yourself a more competitive applicant. And remember, just because you met the minimum requirement for a school's GPA or entrance exam score does not mean that you have a good chance of getting in. So for example, if the GPA requirement for a program is a 3.0 and you're like, all right, well, I got a 3.4, I'm pretty much set. Your competition could be having a 3.7 and above. So even though the school says, hey, this is our minimum, you gotta look at, well, who's applying? And you gotta think, well, a lot of people probably will have better GPAs, so I gotta be competitive. The nice thing about nursing is there's so many pathways that you can take. You can go into a BSN program, a 4-year program. You can do LVN, you can do ADN, you can do CNA, LVN, LVN to RN. So keep driving on, keep pushing, and keep watching my YouTube videos because I got lots more coming your way, and I want you guys to enjoy my content. If you guys have any questions, you know what to do. Send me a message on Instagram, like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I got you guys. All right, guys, I will see you guys in the next one.